Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Friday night online with the Two Fellas Pub Quiz. This is Online Pub Quiz number 30. Welcome back, everybody, to another pub quiz. I am your host for this evening, Simon, as I have been for the last, I've been Simon for the last 32 years. But I've been your host for the last 30 online pub quizzes and many more in real life. So thank you, everybody, for joining myself and the two fellas this evening for another online pub quiz. This week's theme, transportation. For all of those who are new, welcome along. In the description below this video, you will find links to the answer pages. Click on each round's answer page as we go through the quiz, enter your team name, and then you can enter your answers into the fields that will be below. Make sure as you go through to keep your team name exactly the same as we go throughout. This will make the marking for our bearded fellow Mike much easier, and it means at the end of the quiz we can get the scores to you promptly. And speaking of scores, I believe sitting high once again on the top perch are the House Martins. So we'll see if we've got any new challenges this week. This quiz is made up in total of 4 rounds. You will find at the beginning the easier round, which will be followed on by our theme round, which I said is already transportation. After that, we have a music round where you will listen to 10 excellent or bewildering covers of popular songs before we move on to the hard round. So don't forget, go into that description below and click on the round 1 link, get that page ready, and we can get on very shortly with the answers, with the questions. We will get going in just a couple of minutes. Let me just check in on the... Hello, Floriana. Anna, nice to have you back. Flip. Nina, good to see so many familiar names returning to the chat. As we go through, don't forget to check in on the chat. It's always nice to know when people are coming back. And as Dylan has so wonderfully opened the evening with a quote from Aristophanes, which is, "Come, bring hither quicker flagon of wine, that I may soak my brain and get an ingenious idea." That in itself sounds like an ingenious idea, and I'm sure a flagon of wine will only help in answering the tickling trivia questions of this evening. We'll give it just 1 or 2 more minutes. Give yourselves a chance to finish off your dinner, get your drinks, and we'll get going. Maximum team size is 8. No cheating. That means no Googling, no Yahooing, no Ask Jeevesing, and any of the other things that you do with search engines. If you enjoy this pub quiz as we go throughout, you can use the PayPal link if you wish to donate to help the Two Fellas Pub Quiz and the Two Fellas keep going. You can donate using the address donate@twofellas.beer. If you're lucky enough to live in the vicinity of the Two Fellas, or if you want to go on a pilgrimage, as long as that's within the lockdown rules, the Two Fellas are open on Friday and Sundays from 5 p.m. until 9:30, 9:30 in the evening. So yes, all right. Without further ado, let's get on with the pub quiz. So we'll begin with our easier round, and our easier round begins with which nation yesterday launched its first module of its first space station? So which nation yesterday launched the first module of its first space station, beginning what will be known as the third generation of space stations? So which nation yesterday launched the first module of its first space station? Don't forget, go into the description below, click on round one's link, and then you can enter your answers through the Google form. If you miss any of the questions, you can always ask in the chat, or you can scroll back on the video below if you've missed any of them. But always make sure after you've scrolled back in the video to go all the way back to the right-hand side to make sure you're caught up as closely as possible. If you type in the chat, there will be a delay between I will read it straight away and I will answer your questions straight away, but it will be about a 30-second delay between the stream updating as well for you. So which nation yesterday launched the first module of its first space station? That's your question one. Let's get on with question two. What is the name given to the mythical creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull that dwells in a labyrinth designed by Daedalus and was eventually killed by the Greek hero Theseus? So what is the name given to the mythical creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull that dwelt within a labyrinth designed by Daedalus and was eventually killed by the Greek hero Theseus? Question two. Good evening, Peter. The dog's being noisy outside of the door. That's why I keep looking over. So question two, one more time, is what is the name given to the mythical creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull that dwelt in a labyrinth designed by Daedalus and was eventually killed by the Greek hero Theseus? Let's go on to question three, which is, what name is given to the piece of laboratory equipment that produces a single open gas flame used often for heating, sterilization, and combustion? So what is the name of the piece of laboratory equipment that produces a single open gas flame used often for heating, sterilization, and combustion? No, then, Peter. It's all right. So, question 3, one more time. What name is given to the piece of laboratory equipment that produces a single open gas flame and is used often for heating, sterilization, and/or combustion? Oh, sweet. Great. You logging on to play with the Irish? What was that? What did you do? All right, question. Let's move on. Question 4. Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Vince Neil, and Tommy Lee are the members of which band? Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Vince Neil, Tommy Lee are the members of which band? Question 4. Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Vince Neil, Tommy Lee are the members of which band? And on to question 5. What is the name given to the feature seen here, where a number of ridges extend alternately from opposing sides of a V-shaped valley in which a river or stream flows? So what is the name given to the feature seen here, where a number of ridges extend alternately from opposing sides of a V-shaped valley in which a river or stream flows? Always. So what is the name given to the feature scene here, where a number of ridges extend alternately from opposing sides of a V-shaped valley in which a river or stream flows? Go on, question 6, which is, how is FeS2, that should be a small 2, but I didn't know how to do it, or iron pyrite also known? How is is that Fe? FeS2 or iron pyrite also known? So how is FeS2 or iron pyrite also known? Let's go on question 7, which is, this is actually wrong, this question. So it puts today, April 30th. I actually meant tomorrow, May the 1st, is the 27th anniversary of which famous Brazilian 4-time Formula One champion's death. So it should be May the 1st. So correction on that one. Tomorrow, May the 1st, is the 27th anniversary of which famous Brazilian 4-time Formula One champion's death. Question? 2 questions. YMCA. Okay. So tomorrow, May the 1st, is the 27th anniversary of which famous Brazilian 4-time Formula One champion's death? And on to question 8. What is the name of the current king of the Netherlands? So what is the name of the current king of the Netherlands? So what is the name of the current king of the Netherlands? Painfully true, yeah. How did you upset the woman at Raver? Oh. Was it really busy inside? Question 9. How much in dollars did the United States pay in 1803 for the Louisiana Purchase? Was it A, 2 million, B, 15 million, C, 25 million, or D, $100 million? So how much in dollars did the United States pay in 1803 for the Louisiana Purchase? Was it A, 2 million, B, 15 million, C, 25 million, or D, 100 million? So how much in? And on to 10. Which veteran actor won the Academy Award for Best Actor this past weekend? So, which veteran actor won the Academy Award for the Best Actor this past weekend? Okay, those are your 10 questions for. Those are your 10 questions for the easier round. You have until 28 minutes past the hour to get your answers submitted. Make sure you click submit by then. Memes. Oh, the film with the terrible accents with like Christopher Walken, Emily Blunt. All the, yeah. Yeah, we're not watching that. I, what's it rated? I mean, it's like it's well, let's just shove a shitload of Americans in like Ireland with bad accents and have them all pretend to be country bumpkins. Yeah. All right, you've got around about 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes to get your answers in. And in response to Dylan's message which was highlighting the fact that it's the 75th birthday today of the Swedish king, that he was saying everybody talks about the Dutch Koenigsdag, but it was the Swedish king's 75th. But literally completely ignored his comment for quite a while there as well. So the Swedish king Gustav, he doesn't get much love. I mean, the Swedish, are they really royals? I mean, they're descended from Napoleon's general who decided to bugger off to Sweden. Wow. Because she was chosen by God, obviously. Obviously. Oh, yeah. Not of divine rule, no. But as a business that generates income, yeah. All right, you've got less than a minute to get your answers in. Less than a minute to get your answers in. And then we'll move on with the answers. Suzanne's comment is, my teammate met the Swedish king and says he's a loser, so that's why. Loser. All right, let's move on with the answers. There we go. I couldn't find out where the answers were there for a second. The nation that yesterday launched the first module of its first space station was China, the People's Republic of China, mainland China, however they want to be referred to. The name given to the mythical creature with the body of a man, the head of a bull, is the Minotaur, or Minotaur, or whatever you want to call it. The piece of laboratory equipment is the Bunsen burner. Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Vince Neil, Tommy Lee are all members of Motley Crue. And look, I even put the umlauts over the letters for you, so somebody wouldn't keyboard warrior away in the chat. What you see there are interlocking spurs or overlapping spurs, and I even put the German in for you as well. FES2 or iron pyrite is also known as fool's gold. Tomorrow, May 1st, apologies for getting the date wrong on that one, is the 27th anniversary of the death of Ayrton Senna, famous Brazilian Formula One world champion, who died at the San Marino Grand Prix. The name of the current king of the Netherlands. The current king of the Netherlands is Willem-Alexander. What's up, Evekins? Whee! The amount that the United States paid in the Louisiana Purchase so that they would have the right to commit genocide against the Indians was $15 million. And the veteran actor that won the Academy Award was Anthony Hopkins. On to round two. Native Americans, I should say. Right, round two. Round two is our theme round. The theme round, as I mentioned this week, is transport, varying degrees of transport, certain types of transport. We got some pictures in there. I could have put some sound in there, but I didn't. So round two, question one is, in which European city would you typically find the gondola as a mode of transportation? The gondola. The gongalash. Gaukalash. In which European city would you typically find the gondola as a mode of transportation? Question 1. In which European city would you typically find the gondola as a mode or means of transportation? The city of Denmark. Probably is. Okay, on to question 2. What is the name of the mountain pass that connects Innsbruck with Bolzano? Botzen. So, what is the name of the mountain pass that connects Innsbruck with Bolzano, also known as Botzen? This is the wine in the freezer. Oh, lovely. Ah, lovely glass. Very nice. What do we go for? Oh, lovely. Nice. So, what is the name of the mountain pass that connects Innsbruck with Bolzano? That's question 2. On to question 3. In which year did the Channel Tunnel open? Was it A, 1991, B, 1994, C, 1999, or D, 2001? Thank you. So, in which year did the Channel Tunnel open? Is it A, 1991, B, 1994, C, 1999, or D, 2001? Lovely. Thank you very much. Mm. Round 1 average, Mike has posted in the chat, is 7.4. 7.4. On to question 4. Who drew this? Attributed as an early idea of the helicopter, it is called the aerial screw. Who drew that? Who was the designer of that you see there? Who drew it? Who designed it? Who called it? What are you doing? Playing GTA. Yeah, I have to use the keyboard and mouse. Yeah. Unless I did put a nether cable. I think there's a nether cable on the desk. Yeah, it might work. Yeah. No. On to question 5. Put these cities in order of the date they first had an operational metro. They are Glasgow, Chicago, Budapest, and London. So put those cities in order of the date that they first had an operational metro. Glasgow, Chicago, Budapest, and London. Put them in order. Put those cities into order as to whom had an operational metro first. Glasgow, Chicago, Budapest, London. If you get 2 right, if you get the first 2 right, you get half a point. If you get all 4 in order, you get the full point. So half a point for the first 2 in order, full point for all 4 in order. Don't forget, if you want to go back and look at this later on, you can always use the slider at the bottom of your video. Just scroll that red line back and you'll be able to see this again. But always make sure at the end you scroll all the way to the right. On to question 6, which is, what is the name of the cruise ship that the captain crashed and capsized off of Isola del Giglio? Yeah, it does take ages to load. That's my wine. Off with my wine. and F to get in. Yeah, I'm having to figure out as well. So, what's the name of the cruise ship that capsized, crashed and capsized off at Isla del Giglio? Question 7. The Taycan is the electric supercar of which auto manufacturer? The Taycan is the electric supercar of which auto manufacturer? That car just has guns. Yeah. So, question 7. The Taycan is the electric supercar of which auto manufacturer? Micro USB cable. So, question 7. The Taycan is the electric supercar of which auto manufacturer? Oh. Yeah. Part of the 2-pack, is it? And on to question 8, which is what is the name for the type of transport that uses two counterbalanced passenger cars to navigate steep inclines? Does that say steep or sleep? That does say steep. So, what is the name for the type of transport that uses two counterbalanced passenger cars to navigate steep inclines? Try holding down like reverse and like left or right. Try try doing front and reverse and left or right. Okay, on to question 9. The Arrival of Normandy is a painting by which famous artist? The Arrival of the Normandy is a painting by which famous artist? You can see the painting there. It's not just a random painting that I just put up next to it. And on to question 10. There we go. How is the Boeing VC-25 aircraft most commonly known? How is the Boeing VC-25 aircraft most commonly known? There are only 2 of this model aircraft. Okay, you've got until 2056 to get your answers in for round 2. So how is the Boeing VC-25 aircraft most commonly known? You've got less than 3 minutes to get your answers in. Answers in by 2056. All right, less than 2 minutes to get your answers in. All right, there we go. Those are your. That's your time up, rather, I should say. Now we're going to the answers. So the answers for the theme round transportation are as follows. Venice is the city that is famous for the gondola, the European city that's famous. Of course, I had to put European city as famous because somebody, of course, would have pointed out Macau or Las Vegas for the Venetian hotels or something. What is the name of the mountain pass that connects Innsbruck with Bolzano? It's the Brenner Pass. The year in which the Channel Tunnel opened was 1994. Leonardo da Vinci drew the plan for the aerial screw. Put those cities in order of when they first had an operational metro. Defined metro as an electrified system, a mass transport system. It's in order: London, Chicago, Budapest, and Glasgow. And Glasgow is one of 2 cities in the world that, since its opening 127 years ago for the Glasgow subway, hasn't had any extra work done to it. It hasn't been expanded at all. What is the name of the cruise ship that the captain crashed and capsized of Isla del Giglio? It's Costa Concordia. The Taycan is the electric supercar of Porsche. The name of the type of transport that uses 2 counterbalanced passenger cars to navigate steep inclines is a funicular. There are many systems in the world that claim to be funiculars, but a funicular specifically has to have uses the counterbalancing of 2 passenger carrying carriages to operate. The Arrival of the Normandy is a painting by Claude Monet. I seriously considered changing the signature on that painting to somebody else to see how many would get it wrong, but I didn't because I couldn't be asked. 10. The Boeing V625 is most commonly known as Air Force One. It is the military specification of the Boeing 747. But Air Force One, there are only 2 of those by VC25. So those are the 10 answers to your those are your answers to round 2. Funicular is not a cable car. A cable car can refer to many things that use a cable to be dragged up, such as the system that bears the name funicular that goes beneath beneath the straits in Istanbul, but a funicular specifically uses the two counterbalanced carriages. So, next round is the music round. I'll give you a second to open up the round 3. With the music round, you will hear 10 covers. You will hear 10. I know. It would have been evil, and I really did consider it. So now in the future, when you see a painting with a signature, you now have to really question whether or not I have changed it or not. Right, music round. You will hear 10 songs all the way through once, and then you will hear them again. All you need is the original recording artist and the song name. There is no theme. It is purely just the original artist and the song name. I will be playing along at the same time because I forgot to write the answers in the spreadsheet that Mike used to mark, and I don't remember what they are.
You? Do you want me? Do you want me to? I really, 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 really like you. And I want you. Do you want me? Do you want me to? I really wanna stop, but I just got a taste for it.
Every time I close my eyes, it's you, and I know now who I am. Yeah, 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 and I know now there's a place I go when I'm alone. Do anything I want, be anyone I wanna be, and it is us I see, and I cannot believe I'm falling. That's where I'm going. Where are you going? Hold me close, won't let this go.
With the lights down low, beats are bumping on my stereo, angels banging on the bathroom wall, saying crank the bass, I wanna get some more. Well, it's moving in the wrong direction, got a feeling it's a mixed up time. I can see it in my own reflection. Something funny going on inside my mind. Don't know why, pushing me higher. It's a static from the floor below. Then it drops, catches like fire. And it's a sound, it's a sound, it's a sound.
bestest, and nothing gonna stop me but divine intervention. Regain my turn to win some.
Into the streets, we're coming down. We never sleep, never get tired. Through urban fields and suburban life. Turn the crowd up now, we never back down. Shoot down the skyline, watch it in prime time. Turn up the love now, listen up now. Turn up the love.
The mirror's image tells me it's on time, but I'm not finished, 'cause you're not by my side. And as I ride, I thought I saw you leaving, carrying your shoes. Decided that once again I was just dreaming of bumping into you. Now it's 3 in the morning, now I'm trying to change my mind. Left two multiple missed calls into my message.
I will not make the same mistakes that you did. I will not let myself cause my heart so much misery. I will not break the way you did. You fell so hard. I've learned the hard way to never let it get that far.
I went everywhere for you. I even did my hair for you. I bought new underwear, they're blue, and I wore them just the other day. Love you, know I'd fight for you. I left on the porch light for you. Whether you are sweet or cruel, I'm gonna love you either way. Love, oh love, I gotta tell you how I feel about you, 'cause I can't go a minute without your love.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled kid.
Teeth and a curse for this town. We're all in my mouth. Only I don't know how they got out, dear. Turn me back into the pen I was when we met. I was happy. And I want you. Do you want me? Do you want me to? I really, really, really want you? Do you want me? Do you want me to? I really wanna stop, but I just got a taste for it. I feel like
Every time I close my eyes, it's you, and I know now who I am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know now this place I go when I'm alone. Do anything I want, be anyone I wanna be, and it is us I see. And I cannot believe I'm falling. That's where I'm going. Where are you going? Hold me close, won't let this go.
Disco dancing with the lights down low. Beats are bumping on my stereo. Neighbors banging on the bathroom wall. Saying crank the bass, I wanna get some more. Well, it's moving in the wrong direction. Got a feeling it's a mixed up time. I can see it in my own reflection. Something funny going on inside my mind. Don't know what pushing me higher. It's a static with the floor below. Then it drops, catches like fire. And it's a sound now. It's a sound.
Well, you turned on me, you bet I felt it. I tried to be juice hot that I'm melting. Fat tried to the cry, and I'm trying to get back. Before the good turn around, I'll be giving in my bestest, and nothing gonna stop me but divine intervention. Breaker in the kin, my turn to win some.
Into the streets, we're coming down. We never sleep, never get tired. Through urban fields and suburban life. Turn the crowd up now, we never back down. Shoot down the skyline, watch it in prime time. Turn up the love now, listen up now. Turn up the love.
The mirror's image tells me it's on time, but I'm not finished, 'cause you're not by my side. And as I ride, I thought I saw you leaving, carrying your shoes. Decided that once thinking I was just dreaming of bumping into you. Now it's 3 in the morning, now I'm trying to change my mind. Left two multiple missed calls into my message.
I will not make the same mistakes that you did. I will not let myself cause my heart so much misery. I will not break the way you did. You fell so hard. I've learned the hard way to get that far.
I went everywhere for you. I even did my hair for you. I bought new underwear, they're blue, and I wore them just the other day. Love you, know I'd fight for you. I left on the porch light for you. Whether you are sweet or cruel, I'm gonna love you either way. Love, oh love, I gotta tell you how I feel about you. Cause I can't go a minute without your love.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled key.
Gold teeth and a curse for this town. We're all in my mouth. Only I don't know how they got out, dear. Turn me back into the pen I was when we met. I was happy.
There you go. Those are your 10 songs. You have 3 minutes to get your answers in. I want your answers in by 21:20. Yep, answers in. You've got less than 3 minutes to get them in. Get your answers in by 21:20. Original artist and song names, half a point for each. Total of 10 points going. You've got less than 3 minutes to get those answers in. Less than a minute now to get your answers in. Less than a minute to get your answers in. Less than a minute. Get the answers in. All right, click submit now. If you haven't clicked submitted, click it now. I will close the round in a second. Round is closed. All right. You had 2 listens through of every song and 3 minutes at the end. How much time do you want? Fine, I will give you another minute or 2. Ugh. Jeez. Do 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 do. All right, let's go on the answers. Okay, the answers are as follows. You heard Carly Rae Jepsen and some drivel. What was it? It was I Really Like You. Newton Faulkner was number 2 with Dream Catch Me. 3 was Girls Aloud and Underground, Sound of the Underground. 4 was Jason Mraz and I'm Yours. 5 was Swedish House Mafia and Save the World. 6 was Arctic Monkeys and Why You Only Call Me When You're High. 7 was Kelly Clarkson and something. Because of You. 8 was Lena and Satellites. 9 was Leonard Cohen and Alleluia. And 10 was The Shins and New Slang. So there we go. Those are your 10 songs, the 10 answers to the music round. We now move on with the harder round, where I really test your knowledge. Or not, because maybe I flipped the easy and the hard round around. Or maybe I haven't. Susan's backtracking there after maybe messing up and saying 8 individuals. No, I am one, she says. I am one. Right, the harder round. Question 1 is how is Yogi Bear's short in stature best friend called? So how is Yogi Bear's short in stature best friend called? Question 1 is, how is Yogi Bear's short in stature best friend called? Question 1, how is Yogi Bear's short in stature sidekick called? Little fucker. Little fucker. Ah, little fucker in Ireland, eh? I see where you were going with that one, Dylan, but all right, question 2. What is the name of the prequel series to Game of Thrones starring Matt Smith and Emma Darcy? So what is the name of the prequel series that has just begun filming to Game of Thrones that is starring Matt Smith and Emma Darcy? Apparently it's set 300 or something years prior to... You'll watch it or you won't watch it? Yeah. Yeah. As long as it's better than season whatever it was of Game of Thrones. Yeah. Really makes you not want to watch the series again. Yeah. And then they all got jetpacks. So what is the name of the prequel series to Game of Thrones starring Matt Smith and Emma Darcy? Darcy. On to question 3, which is California Soil is the third studio album by which English indie pop group? Californian Soil 2021 is the third studio album by which English indie pop group, just released in the last couple of weeks. Californian Soil is the first studio album of which English pop group? Indie pop group. That was your question 3. On to question 4. Which movie is now the only movie with a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes after an 80-year-old negative review of Citizen Kane was uploaded, diminishing Citizen Kane's score? So which movie is now the only movie with a 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes, 100% positive, I should say, on Rotten Tomatoes after an 80-year-old negative review of Citizen Kane was uploaded, diminishing its score? So 4 one more time is which movie is now the only movie with a 100% positive score on Rotten Tomatoes after an 80-year-old negative review of Citizen Kane was uploaded, diminishing its own score? There were 2, and there's now 1. All right, let's get on with question 5. What object prompted a police alert that included the explosives unit near Passau, Bavaria, this past Monday? So, what object prompted a high police alert that included the explosives unit near Passau in Bavaria this past Monday? And for those in the UK who may complain that this is a German, it's been on the front page of BBC News. Yeah, go on then. Yeah. Question 5. What object prompted a police alert that included the explosives unit near Passau, Bavaria this past Monday? Thank you, darling. On to question 6. Drawing on inspiration from Jurors 1515, woodcut of a rhinoceros. Rhinoceros? Which surrealist Spanish artist created this? Read it yourself. Drawing on the inspiration from Jurors 1515 woodcut of a rhino, which surrealist Spanish artist created this? Rhinoceros. A rhinoceros. Daddy, can I have a rhino? I'll take it for walks. I'll play fetch with it. I am not reading it, Anna. She did say bitter. Should I do it in a thick Yorkshire accent? So I could. I probably can't. I don't think I could do that. Rinoceronte vestido con puntillas. Look. Rinoceronte vestido con puntillas is my best attempt with no training in the Spanish language whatsoever. Right. Do 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 do. Sí, ma. Oh yes, what I'd do to be drinking wine in Paris. Punty jazz. Punty jazz. Hey, just write down whatever Spanish surrealist artist you can name. You probably get it. Yeah. We even have a museum to him in Berlin, even without having a piece of his work. Incredible. Same sound as Rolo Campolo. Alright, let's get on question 7. In which year was the Haymarket riot that led to the formation of May 1st as the International Workers' Day? Was it A, 1850, B, in 1870, C, in 1886, or D, in 1901? In which year was the Haymarket riot that led to the formation of May the 1st as the International Workers' Day? Was it A in 1850, B in 1870, C in 1886, or D in 1901? Although it was only decided 3 years after the event that it would become the International Workers' Day. Oh yeah? How much is it? How much? Oh, that's not bad. Not bad. Bloody hell, Norm, if you think we're gonna get to 100 online pub quizzes. 30. We're almost a third of the way there. God, I can't imagine what the world would be like if we get to 100 online pub quizzes. So, which year was the Haymarket riot that led to the formation of May the 1st as the International Workers' Day? Was it A in 1850, B in 1870, C in 1886, or D in 1901? Bearing in mind that it was only 3 years after the event that it was decided that it would become the International Workers' Day. Moving on, question 8. What is the Italian musical term that, roughly translated, means pinched, but refers to the technique of plucking the strings of a string instrument? Pummel. You think the Italian term for pinching is pummeling? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. So, what is the Italian musical term that, roughly translated, means pinched, but refers to the technique of plucking, literally really picking at the strings, pinching, the strings of a string instrument? Think of Grieg's Hall of the Mountain. I forget, is it God or King? Hall of the Mountain King. To the English amongst us, the tune that goes along with Alton Towers. So question 8, one more time, is what is the Italian musical term that, roughly translated, means pinched, but refers to the technique of plucking the strings of a string instrument? On to question 9. Which film director and writer, famous for Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, and The Apartment, has on their tombstone, "I'm a writer, but then nobody's perfect"? So, which film director and writer, famous for Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, and The Apartment, has on their tombstone, "I'm a writer, but then nobody's perfect"? We never got around to finishing The Apartment, did we? It's with Jack Lemmon, and where he effectively has to rent out his apartment to his boss. Black and white, but it's like 1960s, like mid 1960s. It's like one of the last black and white films. We watched about 20 minutes of it, and then for some reason we stopped. I think we got distracted by something we were missing because it's very conversational. It is, funnily enough, by the same director. That is a great movie. In triplicate. So, which film director and writer, famous for Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, and The Apartment, has on their tombstone, "I'm a writer, but then nobody's perfect"? It's I think my second favorite tombstone quote. Spike Milligan had, "See, I told you I was ill." That's a great one. And finally, we tick on to the final question of this quiz. What was the name of the famous hotel formed by the merger of two side-by-side hotels that was destroyed in 1929 to make way for the building of the Empire State Building? The hotel name still exists today as a hotel business. So it was two hotels side by side that were then joined together to form one. So what was the name of the famous hotel formed by the merger of two side by side hotels that was destroyed in 1929 to make way for the building of the Empire State Building? The hotel name still exists today as a hotel business. And it was constructed in the German Romantic style. The hotel that was destroyed. It was, but then it merged together as one. Yeah. The architects did a few of the Empire State architects did a few in Manhattan, and the one they did prior is very similar in its design. It's a step design, but it's slightly it's not symmetrical stepped as the Empire State is. I can't remember what the number is of it, but. So question 10, what was the name of the famous hotel formed by the merger of two side-by-side hotels that was destroyed in 1929 to make way for the building of the Empire State Building? The hotel name still exists today as a hotel business. The hotels were built, or one of the hotels at least, was built in the German Romantic style. All right, those are your questions for this week's quiz. You have until 21:54 to get your answers in. I am very purple. I'm wearing a purple shirt as well. Disco lights, disco lights. Yeah. Just reminds me of the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Yeah. 20 minutes of random did. Huh? I do regret that. I do regret it. It's not a film I'm a great fan of. Hmm? Yeah, it's a highly regarded movie. I mean, it's like stylistically, this the mise en scène is incredible. Linking back to the other week, and the whole like the set design, the costume design, the cinematography is fantastic. It's just boring. Stanley Kubrick. Yeah. It's shinning. All right, less than 2 minutes to get your answers in. Eyes Wide Shut. Full Metal Jacket. That was his last. He didn't. He didn't finish it. Oh, is that 8 mil? Oh, I don't remember. Huh? Oh, he died in the mid-90s. Yeah. Huh? His career started in what, the 50s or 60s. Yeah, went to the 90s. He wasn't old. He was working on. You can read the script online. He was working on a Napoleon film, like a epic Napoleon film in the 1990s. Yeah. It was really cool. It's expensive gift shop. Yeah. Little Christmas Napoleon. Bit weird, considering he had the. He was to and fro with the churches. He opened up the churches after the revolution, then he closed them again as well. All right, there we go. That's your time. Have your answers submitted now. By the time I finish this sentence, I got bored. Right, answers. Answers. Oh, okay. Ooh. Right. Yogi Bear's short in stature best friend is called Boo Boo Bear. Hey, what's up, Boo Boo? Also called Boo Boo Bear in German as well. I checked that as well. The things I do. The name of the prequel series to Game of Thrones, starring Matt Smith and Emma Darcy, is House of the Dragons. Set 300 years before Game of Thrones, about the Targaryens. Californian Soil is by London Grammar. Not a great band to see live. That's a great way to go to sleep. The movie that has is now standing alone at the top of Rotten Tomatoes with a 100% positive rating is Paddington 2.
No way.
Yes way. 100%. What a great movie. Proper feel good. Hugh Grant's best role to date.
I don't know if I don't think that's right.
You don't think that's right? Would you prefer him in Notting Hill?
Oh, he's so good in Notting Hill. He's like the, I wonder who has more rom-coms under their belt, him or Julia Roberts?
5. The object that prompted a police alert that included the explosive unit near Passau in Bavaria this past Monday was a grenade-shaped sex toy that was just discarded in the woods. The rhinoceros that you see there in the I am going to make every Spanish person wince, the Rinoceroto Vestido con Putil Jazz, is by Salvador Dali. The year in which the Haymarket riot took place beginning on May the 1st. The actual proper riot was on May the 4th. Was in 1886, and it was at it was in 1889 at the Second International that it was decided that would become the Day of the Worker. The Italian musical term that roughly translated means pinched, that refers to the technique of plucking the strings of a string instrument. It's pizzicato. The film director and writer famous for Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, and The Apartment, who has on their tombstone is "I'm a writer, but then nobody's perfect," is Billy Wilder, Samuel Wilder. And 10, the name of the hotel that was famously formed by the merger of two side-by-side hotels owned by the same family. That was destroyed in 1929 to make way for the building of the Empire State Building, was the Waldorf Astoria. And there was a clue in the German Renaissance style, considering it was a German family. As most of America was. Oh wow, Mike's already marked. Jesus. Woo. Right, so those were your answers. Let's have a look at the scores as they're coming in. Give us a couple of minutes to have those scores put together. So remember, if you've enjoyed this pub quiz, you can go via PayPal to donate to the Two Fellas with the address donate@thetwofellas.beer. All donations are very much welcomed by the fellas to keep the pub going during the pandemic, as we still don't know when we'll be opening up. You can also pre-order and order the Two Fellas on Fridays and Sundays between 5:30 in the afternoon and 9:30. 17:30 till 21:30, to clarify. And also, you can share this pub quiz. Invite others to come along. Grow the pub quiz. The more people, the more support for the pub. The more you can boast when you beat your friends. Or cry when they beat you. What have I done? Okay, so this week we had 26 teams playing, and they were playing for 18 places. We had some respectable scores across the board from everybody. So let's have a look. So in 18th place, Sacred Stewards with 19.5 points. In 17th place with 20 points is Two Fellas One Pub. And ahead of them in 16th place is April Tools. Can only be called that one more time. Well, no, this is the last time because it's May next month. April Tools with 21 points. Ahead of them, Jimmy Buffett Fan Club with 21.5 points. And half a point ahead of them is Schnooseligs, and the Jizzers with 22 points. Then 22.5 points is Team Steve. And in 12th place, we've got two teams on 24. They are Survivors of Los Angeles and Simon. In 11th place, again, two teams. We've got Help Me Step Brother, I'm Stuck. And Nebuchadnezzar with 26.5 points. Thank you for the phonetical breakdown there. In 10th place, the Excelsiors with 27 points. And then in 9th place, three teams on 28 points. They are Lynn's Friends, Balkan Connection, sorry, no, they're not. They're Balkan Connection, Moscow Mule, and Rolo Campolo. In 8th place, with 28.5 points, two teams. They are Lynn's Friends and Don't Fucking Clap. In 7th place, on their own, with 29.5 points, is Bacon Salad. In 6th place, Copious Coochie and Die Wilde Mouth with 30 points. In 5th place, Udo and the Jurgens with 30.25 points. And 0.25 points ahead of them in 4th place is King Sperm. That brings us into our top three places, of which we have 5 teams. 3 of those teams are fighting for 3rd place. And they are, with 31.5 points each, Pandemic at the Disco, HMS Pickle, and Deduction Rota, which means a two-way fight for 1st and 2nd place. In 2nd place, with 32 points, is Lang Leve de König, which means our winners with 34 points are Erzam Ins Out. All in capitals, but I don't want to shout it because I'll get into trouble with my neighbours. So there we go. Our winners this week are Erzam Ins Out with 34 points. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to everybody for playing. Thank you for coming along to another Two Fellas online pub quiz. We will be back again next week with online pub quiz number 31, starting same time, same place for now. And yes, as you leave, don't forget to hit that like button, click subscribe to the channel, and go to PayPal and donate to the Two Fellas with donate@twofellas.beer. So from myself, Mike, and Rob, thank you very, very much for playing once again. And until next time, good night. I need some exit music. Welcome. And just so you know, Erzam In Out, it's an anagram. For the House Martins.